Greetings again, gang. Okay, this is pretty important. Not news, this is your preparedness plan. Now, we know the world is getting a little crazier by the second here. If y'all watched this morning's video, you know what I was talking about there. We're, I mean, spend 10 minutes looking through whatever's going on in the world, and you'll see the craziness and the chaos that is heading at us like a snowball rolling downhill. Okay. So, what is crucially important for everybody is to know the 6 pillars of preparedness and to honestly assess where you are, okay, on each one of them. And, I see way too many stories of people just, I'm putting food back, I'm putting food back, I'm putting food back. How much do you have? Not sure. Okay. Or even if they have an inventory and can tell me, I've got 182 cans of tuna fish. Okay, great. So, first, let's touch on what the 6 pillars of preparedness are, what you need to analyze. Okay, and I will then explain how to analyze this stuff. Food, the 6 pillars: food, water, shelter, security, communication, and health. You should have an analysis that you and your MAG and your family have done. Reason why it's more important to have more people give input on it. Real simple. Other people are going to see things that you don't. All right. None of us can visualize everything. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I had my buddy here to give me a second set of eyes and his ideas on things to do. That's important stuff. So let's get into the analytics side. And however many of you know what SWOT is, okay? And I'm not talking about the police force or anything like that or the TV show. I'm talking SWOT, SWOT, okay? And what it is, it's an acronym that is started used by the military, but since businesses use it constantly as well, it's something that is a excellent tool for you to do on your own in regards to your preparedness. SWOT's an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay? So what you want to do is a SWOT analysis, a honest SWOT analysis for each of the 6 pillars of preparedness. And I'm going to show you kind of a little bit. This is a example of mine. This is some of it. Okay, I'm not going to show you everything because a little bit of OPSEC here, and obviously this is the internet. I'm not going to tell everybody what is going on here. All right, but so let's take a look at the first one here. My SWOT analysis on my food preparedness. Okay, my strengths: garden space and seed storage, certainly. Okay. Canned food that I already have put up. I mean, cans that I've bought, cans that I've canned myself, whatever food I have put away. And I figure by my inventory, I've got 2 years for the 2 of us and the 2 dogs. Another strength: we have multiple ways to prepare, to cook our food, and we have the utensils to do them. We have propane, we have wood, we have, like I showed you last week, the solar way of doing it. I've got cast iron, anything that I need. I've got stainless steel utensils, not plastic ones, that sort of thing. All right. Strength: we have, for us at least, a water supply. Okay. Built the pond. That gives me what I figure is, probably a couple 100,000 gallons of water. 100,000, yeah, a couple 100,000 gallons of water. Okay, that's important. Weaknesses: this is the one that people have a real hard time taking a look at and being honest with themselves. Where are your weaknesses? And again, I'm only talking about my food in this respect. What do we do if more people come into the household? Okay, my daughter shows up. The neighbors, all of a sudden, I need to help the neighbors or whatever. I need bodies. Okay, other people from my MAG, something happened, their domicile gets burned down or whatever would be, and I'm taking these people in. That's a weakness. All right. Stored available fertilizers. Okay. Now, y'all know that fertilizer is expensive. Fertilizer is hard to come by, hard to get. You need it to grow your food. Hence, I go back to my videos on how to make your homemade fertilizer. But honestly, how much coffee grounds, potato peels, banana peels do you actually have? That is a weakness I am aware of, and I have to figure out how to fix. More diversity in locations of storage. My storage is in multiple places on my property. If I lose my entire property, do I lose everything? Weakness. Okay. These are things that you have to look at because every one of them could come into play. Opportunities. All right. Well, hey, it's fall. Getting garden supplies at fall clearance sales. Maybe you find fertilizer that's on sale because nobody's buying it, or tools or something like that. Possibility. Okay. Opportunities. I've got the opportunity to build and create secondary, third-ary, fourth-ary, whatever the word would be, storage facilities in different places. So I have somewhere in case my primary location is overrun or destroyed. Another opportunity, continuing to collect storage mediums, jars, buckets, Mylar, whatever it would be, when you see it on sale. Hey, you're at a garage sale and somebody's selling Mylar, somebody's selling canning jars for 10 cents a piece. Buy every damn one of them you can. Find somewhere to put it, okay? And the last one, of course, is threats. And this is where I have talked about looking at your situation as the bad guy, okay? Walk to the end of your property or wherever it is and say, if I'm the bad guy, how am I going after this, okay? We run out of food before harvest time. That's a problem, okay? What if fire destroys all my food supplies? My house is made of wood, okay? That's a possibility. These are threats I have. The group gets bigger and I can't grow enough to sustain the entire group. You start looking, and one leads into another, and it's not just you go 1, 2, 3, 4. One gets you to 4, one gets you to 2. With you move around. You figure out the threats, which could be caused by a weakness. So now you have to figure out what opportunity to kind of go back around. So that's that one. So let's take a look at a different one here real quick. And in this one, I want to talk about security. All right. And again, I'm certainly not giving up everything on this one. But my strengths, location, I'm out in the middle of freaking nowhere. All right. Armament. Yeah, I'm well armed. Let's just leave it there. I have a variety of different tools that I can use. You guys have seen like my Rumble video and things like that. All right. Then the non-weaponry tools and knowledge that I have. Again, the dogs, alarms, sandbags, cameras. I mean, we're talking security. We're not talking just offense. Security includes your defense. My weaknesses that I know of that I'm actively working on. Perimeter security, my listening post / observation post, so I can see a threat before it gets here. If I wait till I can see the threat through the living room window, it's too late, all right? I'm already in firing range, all right? I need to know beforehand so I have at least a little bit of time to get ready. The first time you want to realize there's a threat outside is not when that first bullet comes through the window, all right? Training, this is for the entire mag. Does everybody know how to use every tool we have? Probably not, okay? And we've all talked about that together to get together and do more training together. A knowledge dump. This is something that people really forget about. You hear all the time, we have a doctor, or we have, a dentist, or whatever specialty. Are they the only one that knows how to do that? What happens if that person is eliminated? Now you have nobody with medical skills, nobody with armory skills, whatever it would be. A knowledge dump. I need to teach Mrs. P some of the things I know. Some of the other folks in the mag need to teach me things that I don't know or Mrs. P doesn't know. A perfect example, and you've heard me talk about it many times, is the medicinal use of the flora that's out in the yard, okay? Mrs. Mountaintop Preps knows that like the back of her hand. That's great. But I don't. If she's gone, I'm screwed. Okay, point. Another weakness, the variety of tools we have. And I'm using the word tools. I hope you can figure out what I'm talking about in security. But it does no good if two people have AR-15s and two people have AK-47s, and you're on different calibers of weapon or whatever it is, because, as I said in the video before, I'm out of ammo. I got a different one. Okay, I'll sit and watch. Okay, that's the thing. Trying to get everybody using the same caliber or, radio system or whatever it is. That's a weakness I see. And that's our fault. Okay. Opportunities. Again, things we're taking into place. More meetings to discuss these things. Creating an LPOP, and defensive positions. I'm actively working on that. Okay. More training. We've already discussed doing things like that, setting up what we need to do in regards to training, and are planning that sort of stuff. Creating an SOP. I am working on an SOP, and I mean an SOP from everything. Standard operational procedures. What you do. You want an instruction manual, just like the military, from everything from how you brush your teeth to how you take a shit. Okay? I mean, this is it. This is what is expected. Okay? If this situation happens, this is what you do. That way, no matter what, I know if a meteor hits 6 miles away, I know exactly what everybody else is doing because they're following SOP, which is the exact same thing I should be doing, and therefore they know what I'm doing, and everything's good. It's not, hey, what do we do now? Because the last time you want to figure something out is after it's already happened. Okay. Threats. Diversification, like I said earlier, means no ammo for some platforms. It doesn't do any good if two guys have AKs and you've got 1,000 rounds of AK ammunition and that's it, and you've got 10,000 rounds of AR. Those two guys with AKs are useless. All right. Weapons are useless for untrained people. I mean, that's simple. I mean, yes, everybody knows how to pull a trigger. Okay. Do you know how to load the weapon? Do you know how to break it down? Do you know how to clean it? If you have a jam, a stovepipe, something in a weapon, do you know how to clear the weapon? If somebody doesn't know how to do that, they have no business using that weapon. But I guarantee you there's a ton of people, either on this channel or in your mag, who don't know how to do it. Okay? Just saying. Not calling anybody out. I'm just saying, be honest with yourself. Again, the lack of LPOP means little warning of attack. Like I said before, if something happens this afternoon, I'm screwed. I don't have the LPOP in place yet. Okay? I'm just saying. Personnel attrition. This is going to happen. And this is what I said before about you lose your doctor. These are the different types of threats, okay, like I said, I'm not giving everything, that you are going to run into. But you need to do this for all 6 pillars. You need to figure out what the deal is with your water, with your communication, with your health, whatever it would be. And then use this to address those shortcomings immediately. It can't be a when I get around to it. Yes, I understand. You can't go, oh, my shortcomings are I only have 2 weeks of food and I need 2 years of food. Let me run to the grocery store and drop $5,000. I get that, okay? But you need to be able to have the plan and implement the plan now while you still can. Because look at what's going on in a lot of other places in the world right now. Gee, there's no food. Gee, there's no heat. What are your contingency plans if that happens to you? If you haven't thought about them now, like I said earlier, the last time you want to think about getting firewood is when you're cold. Because guess what? There ain't no more firewood to get. Look at the stories that y'all tell me about going to farmers markets and the stuff's picked over. Going to the grocery store and there's nothing left. Pick something, all right? We all remember ammo shortages. We all remember toilet paper shortages. What are your contingency plans? Have you put together an analysis of what your shortcomings are, and have you addressed with your mag how to fix them? That's critical to your survival, guys. 6 pillars, do a SWOT analysis. Save your life. Pinball out.